Now, from my perspective, I think one of the hardest parts is again around like user experience, which is you have an entirely new interface. And what I mean by that is you have in a computer mouse, you have like left click, right click, scroll wheel. Maybe you can click the scroll wheel, and then you have a XY position on the mouse, right? When we're starting to get into spatial motion, so 3D motion, and when I say 3D, I really mean 6D. And for like, the audience will probably get it, but for that sounds very abstract to some people, where it's like translations XYZ, but then I can also rotate around the three axes, right?
Yeah.
And so we're doing this 6 degree of freedom motion, which has you have that, but then you also add forces to it, right? So now I can output forces and maybe torques
and all
and things
those
like this.
dimensions. Yeah.
So you have, and then you have buttons and things like this. So I'm trying to create this user experience that kind of expands what the traditional mouse is capable of doing, but now it adds forces. So what does it mean to snap to a vertex in a 3D model? Is that the right UX? Well, we got to build this whole UX. We got to understand like, okay, I'm moving, I'm grabbing onto a part and I'm dragging it across. I'm changing the scale of it. Do I feel little ticks every like step of the way? Because like, so building those like UXs feels a little bit at times just like, it's very artisanal. And so that's very challenging. And then from the more of a physics-based kind of side is with a mouse and most of these things, like you're not actually ever injecting energy into the system. And I know that sounds kind of abstract, but what I mean by that is like I can push on the mouse. The mouse does not
Give a force feedback.
Push back on me usually. And so what that means is basically we are afraid of sometimes getting in the let's call it workspace of like a giant industrial robot arm, because it can hurt you, right? And what that means is at this scale, it can still start to do things. It can't hurt you. It's like a small amount of force, maybe a couple pounds, but it can start shaking and doing things that if like, it's kind of like it can be, if it's unpredictable, the user loses trust. And the minute the user feels dumb, i.e. they can't figure out the interface, or they lose trust because they feel like, am I breaking it? Am I doing something wrong? Or is it gonna hurt me? Or is it gonna knock my water off the table or on the table or onto my computer, my laptop?